Just because God is leading you somewhere, just because God is leading you to do something or become something, does not mean that you are not going to put in the work. God has commanded nature to spring forth trees and leaves and plants. But in order to reap any fruit, you have to do the work to put the seed in the ground. If you want to go to school to become a doctor, that is the career that you want to be, you have to put in the work in school. And after school comes medical school, comes a year of medical training. You have to put in that work. When God anointed David to be the king of Israel, at first Samuel had thought that it was by physical appearance. So it went from the first to the very last before David. And then here comes this lanky, skinny looking boy. Samuel and every other person must have thought, how is this person? How is he supposed to be the leader of Israel? But just because God anointed David personally to become the king, and God had said that David was going to be a great king, doesn't mean that David went immediately from being a sheep tenderer to the king of Israel. David had to go through that period of work. This is the period of preparedness, the period where God prepares you to be equipped for the position that He is taking you to. And David's period of preparedness was a difficult one. If you want to have an idea how difficult it was, go read the book of Psalms. He literally ran for his life from the king. Imagine running for your life from the president of a whole country that has access to wherever you are, whenever you are. That was what it was like for David. So whatever God has called you to do, that doesn't mean that you are not going to put in that work. You will put in every bit of work because it is your time of preparation. This is the time where you are getting prepared, where God is equipping you for where He is taking you. Just the way it will make no sense to say, oh, I want to be a lawyer today. And then tomorrow you go into the court and say, I'm here because I have the desire to be a lawyer. I'm here because God has anointed me to be a great lawyer. You are going to fail, woefully even. But you have to go through that period where you prepare yourself so that when you stand in the presence of the judge, you are ready to take on the challenges that come. And your period of preparedness is your period of waiting. This is your period of learning. This is your period of testing the waters. This is your period of gaining as many knowledge and experience as you want. During this period, you will do a lot of things for free. During this period, you might do a lot of things you're not happy with. You will not make as much as you want to make, but it is not for nothing. It is not for nothing because at a point when the time is set, you will take over your kingdom. You will take over your kingdom and you will put on that crown. So I urge you today, don't be discouraged when you find yourself going through that preparation. Don't be discouraged when you find yourself going through that valley. Don't be discouraged. You see, when you want to you see a gold on the shelf looking beautiful, bright. But it wasn't always like that. It had to go through that refinery process. It had to go through literal fire in order to be what it is today. So this is you going through your refinery process. This is you going through your fire. Just understand that everything that is happening to you today is a part of your preparation. If God did not think it necessary, you will not believe in it. And the harder your preparation, the greater the throne you are going to sit on. The harder and the more in-depth your refinery process, the bigger the kingdom you are going to inherit. So do not be discouraged. Your kingdom is waiting for you. But what kind of a God will He be if He took you to that kingdom to sit on that throne, knowing fully well that you are not prepared? Yes, you cannot be fully 100% prepared for everything that is to come. There are certain things that you learn as you go, but you need the basic. You need the very foundation first. So get ready, because your kingdom is coming. But God has to prepare you first. You have to put in that work first. Learn as much as you can learn now, because it will be very useful when it's time to reign.